So in this short video, I'm going to talk about machine learning, which is a quite hot topic these days. So what machine learning means is we provide lots of input data for machine learning, and it magically creates the outcome based on the model. Of course, this model needs to be trained beforehand. So, for example, if we provide lots of image to the machine learning algorithm and we just tell what can be seen on this image, then the machine learning algorithm will create a model that can recognize what in this image is. There are two kinds of algorithms in machine learning. The first one is the supervised learning, when we create the input data and also the expected outcome, and the machine learning algorithm will just create connection between the input data and the output data. And we have unsupervised learning as well. In this case, we just don't provide the expected outcome. We specify something. For example, if we have a clustering algorithm and we have lots of, let's say, customers, and the customers have some properties, and we specify that we want to create three groups of customers, good ones and bad ones and not very interesting ones, then the machine learning algorithm will take the customer data, and based on the properties, it will create three groups automatically. And of course, we can provide any additional properties to fine-tune this model, but the magic will just happen, so we don't need to specify one by one which customer is good or bad or not very interesting. So this is the unsupervised learning. In our example, I will talk about the supervised learning. First of all, the binary classification. We will have some input data, and we will tell if something is true or false related this input data. Deep learning is a little bit more complicated topic. When we use deep learning, we use neural networks, and neural networks are not magic. Lots of matrix multiplications. It is very computation intensive, and it consumes a lot of energy. So when we just want to do some basic analysis, then of course we don't use deep learning. For example, if we have some measured data, let's say this is the outside temperature and this is the beer consumption, then we don't need complicated deep learning models. We just need a simple linear regression, and the equation for linear regression is this one. It just has 2 or 3 or 5 parameters, and what we need to do during the model training is to provide some input data. The outside temperature and the beer consumption will be the other input data, and it will just calculate the model parameters based on the input values. And this is much simpler than doing lots of matrix multiplications and matrix transformations. So most of the cases, if we can, we choose simpler algorithms instead of deep learning. Of course, if we need to do some image processing, for example, recognizing what on the image is, then we need to use deep learning. Or if we need natural language analysis, then we will need deep learning. Otherwise, if it is possible, we don't use it. In this example, I will show you how to use deep learning and how to use simple algorithms provided by the Microsoft machine learning library.